Oh, we have it. Woo! Profit matters. Profit matters. Hello. Hello, everybody. We are here with Profit Matters Live, which I think is episode 4, but I'm not completely sure. But for once, we're actually in our office. We're not running off the train at St Pancras to get into our hotel room and literally having 30 seconds to get ready. We are here and ready for you today. And we have a guest with us as well to talk about profit matters and why it matters. Because you know what it's like in business. We're all so busy just marketing, getting landlords, building revenue, doing all these different things. Sometimes focus and profit can just get lost and get missed in the melee. And we just think that one more landlord will be all that we need. 10 more landlords will make all the difference. 100 landlords will be millionaires, Rodney. So it's all about finding a way to really focus on that profit. And that's why we decided to do a series of 6 episodes of Profit Matters to really make sure that everyone is focusing on the profit in their business, because we have an absolute gobsmacking stat for you, and that is that the average profit margin for letting agents in the UK is 11%. 11%. Cara, would you deal with all that liability, risk and hassle and crap for 11%?
Definitely not. I would have sold up a long time ago.
It's madness. And yet the average across the now, that average is actually from the largest companies in the UK. So that is not 11% from the small also ran companies. That's 11% from the big boys, the ones with head offices, the ones with swanky departments and fast cars and all those sort of different things and listed on the stock exchange and all these big things we hear about. 11% is the average across the board. Now, myself and Kate, what we've identified over the last few years of working with letting agents across the country is in the SME market, the smaller market, which is the independently owned businesses. Quite often, sadly, many letting agents aren't making any profits. And we've even met quite a lot of individuals that are actually having to put money into their business. So they're paying to be in business. Kate, this is a sin, isn't it? It's just wrong.
I mean, I know what they say, passion for property and lust for lettings, but I don't know if I'd want to pay to do the job. I don't think I'd want to pay myself to do any job, right? You're in business to make money, to make a living, to make a better life for your family, to put food on the table, to be able to go on holiday, to obviously employ other people, to be able to give them opportunities and jobs, to serve your community, those kind of things. So it's madness, really, when you can't start to look at it, that people are putting money in from their own, investments, from their own buy-to-let properties. We've got people that we've worked with that have obviously remortgaged their houses to keep their businesses afloat and things like that. And it's just not the idea. I mean, it's like you say here, would you want to pay your business to be in the business? That's not what we're here for. That's not why you set it up in the first place, is it really?
Now, I know when you first start in business, there's always a bit of that because you've got to get it off the ground. But we're talking about people who have been in business 20 years and are still having to put payroll on the credit cards. Guys, we've got to make a difference here. We've got to make a change. If the national average profit margin for letting agents in the UK is 11%, then guys, we have a problem. And Cara, you're part of that movement, Agent Rainmaker. We are on a mission to change that. And we've decided that we are going to help letting agents transform their businesses and get it to 40 and 50 and beyond percent. I mean, who knows where we can go? We've even had one company get to over 60. In fact, 2 companies got over 60%, which is absolutely phenomenal. And we've got Cara with us here today, who's managed to achieve a whopping
14, yeah, just shy of 46%.
46. That is absolutely.
That do is the gift, Sally. Do the gift. The gift.
That is 4 times the national average. Now, how do you feel about that, Cara? 4 times the national average of the big. We're not worthy. We're not worthy. How does it feel?
Yeah, it is absolutely amazing. It's just to get to that was, it's been hard work. Of course it has, but absolutely brilliant. And I say we're not stopping there. So,
how did it feel when you realised that's where you were at?
Yeah, I think. It was. I don't think I think that my husband looks at the accounts more so than I do, and I think when he kind of like stopped and said, "Wow, this is nearly 50%. We're nearly halfway you know, it's just, stop realization moments that bloody hell, well done.
You must feel really proud actually of that. I mean, that is really something quite spectacular. You must feel a real sense of pride, and in the business that you birthed in a way and started and created, to have that running like that must be amazing.
I mean, it has. I mean, you know, if you went back 3-4 years ago, I would be crying saying, I've had enough. I want to sell. I just want to go and stack shelves. You know, I don't want I just was fed up with it. So to move from there back in 2017 to where we are now has just been a phenomenal journey.
It is absolutely, it's life-changing, Cara. It's absolutely phenomenal. I mean, not only are you an outlier in the industry, you're achieving what so many businesses dream of achieving in this industry. I mean, I know, okay, if you're in a tech industry or you're in the financial sector, you expect to have a 40, 50 or 60% profit margin. But in lettings, the average is 11% now, sorry. So, I mean, to achieve what you have achieved is absolutely phenomenal. I think you're downplaying it a little bit because I know you are.
It is who I am, actually. I am very much like that. I mean, I'm sure... you know, if for some people, they could do that probably a lot quicker than I've done it.
But you are still one of a handful, literally a handful of people, probably less than 20 in the country that are operating at that level. So you really absolutely should tap yourself on the back. Now, for those of you who don't know, we're actually running an event in September, which is literally only in 2 weeks' time. So 2 weeks on Friday, running an event called Agent Rainmaker Live. And we're actually running the whole weekend. We're going to be sharing the templates, the practices of the people that are hitting 40s and 50s%. Because, guys, there's a lot of commonality here, and you need to be able to know what they've done to achieve that. So we're going to interrogate Cara in a minute. She's going to tell us what this has meant to her life and how it's transformed things and what's changed. But, guys, we need to get on. We're on a mission over the next couple of years to turn letting agency into a standard 50% profitable model. Can we do it, Cara, do you think? What do you reckon?
Definitely. Absolutely. There's no question about it. Very daunting, but definitely.
It's interesting because when we came up with this idea 3 years ago, I thought, well, you know, we'll give it a go. I don't know if we can do it, but you have. So come on, spill the beans. What's life like now as a 40+% profitable business? Is it a little bit different? Not quite so stressed? What's
definitely not stressed. As I say, I used to have tears every year. You know, I'd had enough, but I haven't had that for a good 3 years now, most probably. It was just stripping everything down to basics, and I think the main problem is our landlords do not know what we do for them. You know, I was going to the dump. We're quite heavy with a student market, and I was going to the dump daily. You know, and if you actually tell your landlords that you're doing these things, they do understand. You know, they're clients of yours, and if you've got a good relationship with them, they do understand. So I think that's one of the biggest thing really is actually sitting down with them and explaining what you do and the reasons why things have to change.
On a personal note, Cara, how has this changed your life? Because you and I have the similarities that we're both working mums. We've got kids that we quite like most of the time spending time with, although obviously not all the time, that kind of thing. But, you know, how has that changed? Because obviously, again, we work for reasons, don't we? We don't just work, except for Sally, who loves to just work, but we don't just work for that reason. So how has it changed your personal life in terms of your life outside of the office?
Yeah, no, I mean, you know, when the school holidays hit, you know, I was just a mobile office, really. The phone just would not stop ringing. You know, I can picture so many times where I can just see the kids' faces, you know, when I'm on the phone. It's just no point in me going out sometimes. I mean, obviously they're growing up. It makes it a little bit easier, but, you know, with summer holidays now, I've still got a 10-year-old, and, you know, we have twice a week. You know, I put the out of hours on the phone, on the computer, and I let everybody know that I'm not around, and we actually do go and have 2 fun days a week. I didn't used to do that. I used to be working Monday to Friday, and if I needed to spend some time with the children, I would get up at 5 in the morning to try and get maybe 3 hours of work done then. And when they were in bed at maybe 8, 9 o'clock in the evening, I might work till about 11. So, you know, I haven't done that. I haven't done that for a long time.
That's phenomenal. That's phenomenal. Now, most people, when they look to make more profit, well, the first thing they do is they just go and cut costs. You know, I've heard so many stories of people like, right, I'm going to cut all the staff. I'm going to go down to minimum. I'm going to cancel the portals. I'm going to do that. What have you done? I mean, has it mainly been through income generation? Has it been through cost cutting? Have you changed staff? Have you used tech? What's your key things that you've done, would you say, to make this difference?
Yeah, I mean, one thing I didn't do is cut staff. If anything, we actually increased the number of staff members because I had to get myself out of the business. So it was a matter of, passing some of my duties on to other people and so on. So I think employing an extra member of staff was the first thing that we actually did. But we were calculating. So if we were going to be charging for management visits, I made sure that, we did all our figures. We knew that extra member of staff would be covered plus extra work as well. But it was stripping everything down to basics and starting to charge for the things that we were doing for free.
Do you feel that as a business you're now working less for more money?
Yes, definitely. I mean, my husband and I, we're both directors in the business, and I would say he's pretty much redundant now. And that's what he wants for me.
Well, that's good. As long as he wants to be made redundant.
Yeah, he's
awkward otherwise.
Yeah, no, he's happy, he just comes in when he's needed, someone's off or something like that. But that's really what we want to be. We want to be able to be there when we're needed. We still need respect from the staff. Obviously, they need to know that we'll still step in and we'll work very hard when we need to, like when the students move out and in. But he's got to the point now where his job is nearly redundant. So we're working on mine now.
Fantastic. How long do you think that'll be, Cara?
I think who I am, I don't know if it will ever happen. But I think 10 months of the year, I reckon maybe 12 months or so, that could be the case.
So you'd be out the business for 10 months of the year in 12 months' time?
I reckon we could, yeah.
What will you do?
Cara, yeah.
What will you do with your time, Cara?
Who cares? We're just going to enjoy it.
Well, I'd like to take up yoga. I'll tell you a story. I paid for a 4-week course of yoga because I've never done it before. And I got to the first week, absolutely loved it. Went onto Amazon, ordered myself a mat and a couple of bricks, I think you call them. I never made it back to the second one. So, there's lots of things I'd like to do. But
take care of you by the sounds of it. Enjoy yourself and take care of you. I think we get lost, don't we, in our business, family, dogs' lives, and we get missed out in there somewhere. And sometimes it'd be nice to just focus on you. Sounds like that's what you're going to do. Anything else? Yeah, retreats, planned holidays?
Well, I mean, obviously COVID at the moment is all a bit difficult, but I got plenty of holidays planned. But, we finally, I think in 10 years' time, we have an exit strategy. We've never really thought about the long-term future. So, we have got, we've got a plan of where we want to be in 10 years' time.
Do you think that, and one of the things I always say is that it's our duty to earn more as businesses, because then we can serve more and we can do more and we can support more. Do you think that as a human being now, I know you're a very kind and loving human being, as most of us try to be, but you've achieved this for yourself now. Do you feel as a result of that you can now offer more better environment for your staff? Do you do more for your family, charitable? What is it that you're doing to give back?
Yeah, we're definitely. I mean, we've always looked after our staff anyway, and we're very, if they, we do bonuses for them. So if they hit, they don't have a massive target or anything, but we give them a little bit of a target kind of thing, and if they do that, they do get rewarded well. I'm very strict on when the office shuts at 5 o'clock. It's time for them to go home. I don't expect any of them. None of them have to do any overtime or anything like that. So we're very. We're very loyal to our staff, and they do get rewarded and paid for that as well. We pay for weekends away for them, helped people move house and things like that. So that's really important. And with regard to charities, that's something we're going to be looking at this year, actually, just especially up at the university and some of our local charities. My son's actually got a disabled arm, so we want to try and help out with a charity called Reach as well. So just where we can do, we will.
That's phenomenal. And have you embraced tech in any way? Have you changed anything there?
We've introduced some more things, like Good Lord, some referencing company like that, but not massively. I mean, obviously, people that come along to your Agent Rainmaker Live, you'll be talking about things like funnels and your tenant fine portfolio. We haven't really even started on that.
Oh, we're going to get you to 50% by this time next year, Cara.
Exactly. Easy.
Some of the stuff you talk about regularly, we just still haven't got around to doing it. So tech, I think, is something we definitely want to be looking into in the future.
But look how much you've already done without even going halfway through it. It's just been phenomenal. I mean, it's just such a change.
Yeah.
It's just amazing. And that just shows, so really from restructuring your services, from managing your time, for valuing and knowing your worth, from focusing on getting yourself out of the business so you could focus on the business, by elevating your staff, training your staff and putting them in P1 positions to release yourself and your husband in the main. You've managed to squeeze the juice out of the business, even by increasing staff and hiring more people. By being smarter, you've managed to increase to over 40% in profit margin. That's absolutely phenomenal, Cara. Let's have the GIF again. Guys, let's give Cara a like, give her a look, give her something. What an achievement. I mean, she's literally one of a handful of letting agents in the country that is hitting 40% plus profit margin. As you know, we've been operation 50% for about 3 years now. And our event, Agent Rainmaker Live, which is in 2 weeks' time in Heathrow, is the first industry event since lockdown. We got in there.
Physical people.
Haven't we had some scary moments booking this? But anyway, we are doing it. It's the first live event since lockdown. We are going to be showing for 3 days how Cara, Tom, Saturn, Cam, Ben, Barry, all these people have achieved 40, 50 and 60% profit margins in their businesses, and how they're going to get to the next level, which I don't know. Will we ever get to the same level as Rightmove's 85%? Is that possible, do we think?
Why not?
If Cara can get to 40 plus and she hasn't even done half the stuff, then you never know. It's possible, isn't it? She could do.
You never know. You never know.
This time next year, Rodney, you never know. You never
and
know.
all those people you've got talking at Agent Rainmaker, they're lovely people as well. When a lot of people, when you think about making big profits, they're quite hard nosed and all this lot. They're just such lovely people as well. And I think the landlords appreciate it if you just talk to them and be honest with them.
I think it's about being real, isn't it? At the end of the day, we're all human. Behind the business, we're all humans. And as long as when you start making decent money, you start to serve and you start to build in your community, in your business and those around you, then, that's what it's all about, isn't it? It's about giving back. The reason I do this is because I love giving back and helping people like you and countless other people just get their lives back. I can remember you telling me you were working 18-hour days at one point. I mean, what a transformation. Absolutely amazing. Absolutely.
Yeah, I remember those summers as well. I don't want to. The nightmares.
I know, it's shocking, isn't it? Kate, I mean, we've heard from so many people now doing 40, 50. Did you ever think it was possible?
Not at all. I think as well, looking at when we started this series, was looking into the figures of 10, 11% being the industry norm. You really start to think about how that impacts people's lives. And for me, having worked all over the world in property, as a realtor in Canada and things like that, and seeing the levels of not only money and pay and fees, but the respect and of what it is that we do as an industry, I just feel like it's ridiculous. Cara's talking 18, 19-hour days. And I know there's people listening now that are doing the same thing, summer holidays, not enough time, all for, 10 or 11% profit, or as we said at the beginning, paying for the privilege. There are other ways. And I think it's just amazing that we can sit in this community of people now who have embraced this and looked at this and made profit matter, because now looking at 40, 50, 60%, it changes lives, it changes business lives, but it also starts to change this industry and the way that we are looked at, the way we're respected. And what Cara says, educating people about the huge amounts that we do, legislative, keeping people safe, all of those things, it's worth 85%. It really is. Come on, so yeah, it's definitely possible, and that's what we do here. And we will push and we will help and we will get people there, because people like Cara are testament to this. And then look at her now, yoga instructor in 10 months time or something.
I think with Agent Rainmaker, it's about trying new things, isn't it? It's trying what other industries are doing and seeing how they're squeezing the profit and getting that and saying, could that work for us? And there's so many things that so many agents are doing now, like outsourcing to VAs. They're using tech. We've actually outsourced a lot of our tenancy management functions to the Philippines. We've actually got people in India that are doing all sorts of tech and design and different bits and bobs for us as well. So, and also we have all sorts of different companies that do all sorts of different things for us here in the UK too. So the old days when everybody had to be sitting in front of you in a desk with a computer, doing what they do. I think it's changed. It really has changed. I'm not saying get rid of your staff. That's not what I'm saying, because we need staff here in the UK that are really good and qualified and know what they're doing and that sort of stuff. But the supports that you can actually get around the world is actually quite phenomenal with tech and also with outsourcing. Is that something you've looked at yet, Cara, outsourcing to the Philippines or any other outsourcing?
No, I haven't actually. I mean, obviously I listen to people that have done that, but no, we haven't. I mean, obviously we're outsourcing our inventories. But no, that's one thing I haven't done. If anything, we charge and we do it in-house, but we get paid for it.
Yeah, cool. One of the things we've done in our branch, actually, one of our branches is actually to have all the calls answered from the portals by outsourced VAs, and that's working really well because the people in the office can really focus on building leads and generating revenue and generating landlord valuations. That's been a godsend because it's literally taken 300 calls a day out of the office. Absolutely phenomenal. So that's
quiet the first few days, wasn't it? I don't think I knew what to do. It was like
no one's ringing. Idea. What do I do?
Hustle hour, guys.
Get phones. It's 8-hour hustle hour now. But it's all trial and testament, isn't it? It's just trying these different things, seeing if it works. If it works, try it somewhere else, and 2 or 3 of the agent rainmakers give it a go, and off you go. And I know you were one of the first people to really embrace Hustle Gang, getting on the phones and saying no to landlords who were trying to push you to do things. I remember you telling a story about one particular landlord that said, no, I'm not going to pay that. I don't want to pay this. And you said, fine, go. And then he came back to you, didn't he?
He came back. I mean, and I'll tell you something else as well, is we had a landlord, we were managing 3 6-bedroom HMOs for him, and we managed them for 1 year, and he was awful. So I actually had to say to him, no more. I mean, very rarely do I have to fire a landlord. This was about 2-3 years ago. My husband bumped into him the other day, and our estate agent has got a valuation, doing a valuation for him. He's got 20 properties. He's looking to retire. So, he respected, he actually said, I respected what you did, but he just was a bit of a funny daddy and it just wasn't going to work. But fingers crossed, he's coming back. We might have 20 properties to sell.
Fantastic. What an amazing story. That's phenomenal. Cara, anything to add to anybody watching this thinking, oh, is Agent Rainmaker Live? I don't need to go. I'm okay. I'm sorted. I'm all right. What would you say to these people? What would you say to somebody who's thinking, should I go? Shouldn't I go? What's it all about?
Oh, you have definitely got to go. I mean, watching, these live events, this is nothing compared to having that feeling. I mean, when I used to go there, I mean, first of all, you're focused. You're there. You're nowhere near the office. You'll actually turn your phone off whilst you're in the room. You will be in the room as well, concentrating, listening. I was just every day you'll come out buzzing. I was verbal diarrhea on the phone to my husband after every day. So you have to be there to. Actually, just the feelings. I know Tosin, for instance, he'll have you'll have goosebumps all over your arms. I think I was in tears with him. He just really gets you thinking about yourself and just the whole thing. It's just amazing. You've got to be there.
It's a roller coaster, isn't it?
It is a massive roller coaster of emotions. And some speakers as well. I mean, that's what got me going is Matilda. I think Matilda is talking, isn't she, this year?
She is.
Yeah, she was the one, and Sandra, actually, both of those two were the ones that made me stand up and realise I have to do something. So it was thanks to those two, really.
And
I got goosebumps now, actually, just talking about it.
We got Craig as well. And of course, Craig had everybody crying their eyes out at ARX Mastering because he's helping home the homeless. And
yes, that guy he found on his doorstep. Yeah, absolutely amazing. Honestly, you've got to be there to understand and appreciate all of it, and you will not look back.
Awesome. Kate, anything to add before we close? But thank you so much, Cara, for coming to join us here today. You are in the 40% club. How exciting.
That is awesome. No, just that, guys, we're down to the last couple of weeks now. Tickets have been selling unbelievable. I know, we're just it's so many exciting elements to this event that are just all coming together now, and I cannot wait. And 3 days that will literally, like Cara and all those other people we talk about, will quite literally change your life. So let's get your ticket.
Tom Soane came to Agent Rainmaker Live 2019. At the time, he had bailiffs at the door. He now has added £1.3 million to his business. Also bought a load of property in that time and moved house in that time and transformed his life. And that was because he came to Agent Rainmaker Live. He saw the stories. He was inspired by other agents who had done these things, and he decided to go and transform himself and make a difference. And I know, Cara, similar story to you. You'd been on boot camp, not done anything. You came to Agent Rainmaker Live. You saw Matilda on stage and thought, silly Cara, need to do something. You saw that, took action, and you went and transformed your business. So Agent Maker Live is the inspiration so many people have to make that change that they know they should do, but don't quite know what to do. So Agent Maker Live is the pivotal point for that. So if you're thinking you need something, but you don't know what it is, this is the place. If you're feeling, yeah, I know I should, but I just don't know, this is the place to get that motivation, that inspiration. You need to be there. It's also a damn sight fun. We have an amazing party on the Saturday night. I think what's funny, Cara, is the dinner tickets. We haven't sold them. They've not been on the website. We've not offered them for sale. They are completely sold out.
Wow.
not even offered them for sale.
Wow.
Things like have some dinner tickets.
They
like,
just
oh,
know.
no.
It's like that thing, if you know, you know, and they all knew. They knew.
It's just part of the whole weekend. Well, not that you can sell any more tickets, but that is just part of the weekend as well, isn't it? Really,
it's just absolutely ridiculous. So unless anybody cancels now, you can't get into dinner.
And especially
you'll be stood at the door looking through the crack in the doorway.
Yeah, because it's your awards night, isn't it, as well? So.
Crazy, absolutely crazy. We're going to leave you alone, Cara. Thank you so much for joining us here today. Have an amazing rest of the summer, and we will see you and everybody else in 2 weeks' time. Thank you very much. Don't forget, as we say, profit matters. We're on a mission. Come and join us. It's going to be loads of fun. See ya.